Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy King053, Mr. Easy Imale Nengi, and we're back at it again with another one. Let's address Nhlanhla Lux again. I'm becoming worried now because I think uLux is becoming his own enemy. You know, he's becoming the reason to his own demise. And his latest videos are, I'm worried about Lux. Actually, I told you guys, if you go back to my old videos, you will see that I was a big fan of Nhlanhla Lux. I started noticing some red flags when they were when he was still working with Operation Dudula. And then I was like, man, there's something going on here. Something is off, man, ngalo Lux. Because I like the way he was completely against politicians and saying, listen, as the community, we can fix the community ourselves. We don't need anyone else. We can do it. I was like, yes, that's what we need. We need people in our community to stand up. Then he switched and said he wants to register a party. And you remember he was collecting 1,000 signatures so that he can register what we call a civil party that will run in Soweto so that he can at least gain some power in Soweto. Then after that, they never launched that party. They never told us who are the leaders of that party because there wasn't time to elect a leadership, you know. So you would think that Lux would be maybe the president of that party, and then you want to know who's the deputy president, who's the secretary general, who's the treasurer, what is going on, where are the other people of Soweto Parliament. We never got to know that. Some say he's no longer working with Soweto Parliament. He hasn't officially announced that. He did officially announce that he's not working with Operation Dudula anymore. So after I found one video on the net, I then went fishing a little bit to check the entire interview of this podcast. And I was like, no man, what is this? So when I watched the whole podcast, you were speaking a lot of things that make sense. But again, there's moments where you ask yourself, Lentona huh? Is he listening to himself when he speaks? Let me give you an example.
If it's up to me, I would actually encourage the young people that are coming after us, not to learn a single struggle song. Because if we teach these kids struggle songs, we're then saying that their future has a struggle that they must normalize. Sure. The kids in Sandton are not being taught struggle songs; they're being taught coding. So to hell with any struggle song that you can think of. I actually get disgusted when I find myself in a crowd singing a struggle song because it's what my mother did, it's what my grandfather did. That means there's no generational growth in black communities. There must be a difference. Sure.
So Lux says, listen, if he was to advise the youth of today, he would say none of them must learn the struggle songs. Red flag number one. But I was still willing to give him a chance. And then I said, what is his why? Then he says, because we are telling the youth that in the future there is a struggle that they must normalize. To me, that sentence does not make sense. Maybe you guys can break it down for me in the comment section. In the future, if you sing a struggle song, which usually is a current and a past situation, you are saying in the future there is a struggle that you must normalize. We must never stop singing Yo Solomon. We must never stop singing that song. Why? We want to keep the memory of Solomon Mahlangu, who was hanged, fresh in our minds every time we are doing something. We cannot kill the struggle songs. Struggle songs is what makes us as people. We are a very rhythmic people, us as Africans. So singing is part of our culture. Now you are saying people must not sing struggle. You don't want to teach anyone struggle songs. What is Nhlanhla Lux's strategy? What is his strategy? Is he still going to run for the national elections next year? Is Soweto Parliament even considering that step? What is going on? We know they did register. What is the story with Soweto Parliament? And when they gather together, what are they going to sing? Amapiano. Or maybe they will be singing gospel. Because struggle songs is gospel to our spirit. And then I was shocked for him out of the blue, without anyone asking any questions. He then attacks McG. Let's quickly listen what he said about McG.
Give it a year, give it to 100. So anything might seem small. This podcast might seem small, and give where the willing kate. Bomegile bo mamang ka fela podcast tse ding tsa spotjwa ke tsa spotjwa sta manete podcast tseo aman for ba child ke chilo the wailing kate a sta manete podcast tseo because the podcast e by di tlisa batho ba tlo reng apela ka batho ba bang without real direction. If o sheba podcast nna ke ba fethu a ke na problem mekchi ibile ke amncanyo mekchi ko chile var mara ke sheba substance ke shebile podcast e ke na nne ngo senyane shebile podcast e I podcast fela. So there's no real substance that's connected to the hood that can liberate some of the young people watching.
I understand that my brother Lux is very pro Sowetan. Actually, I like that about him. I like that he's pushing for Soweto and he loves Soweto so much. What I don't like is then why is there any need, because you are on a podcast of Soweto, any need to attack the biggest podcast in South Africa? His reasoning is, no, there is no substance. No, it's not true. McG and podcast, they've got their crowd. Understand? And they're doing a fantastic job. Even though I have to say so myself. Very funny, very educational, and the things that they speak about is current issues and things that affect us as young people. That's how I feel about that podcast. But for him to say there's no substance, you know, he's always trying to portray this gangsterism character that he likes playing, because I don't think that's his character. When you switch on cameras, I think Lux changes. I think if you meet him outside cameras, he's probably a nice guy and a fun person to be with. But when you switch on cameras, Lux will change. He's closing his doors for himself, because remember, he fought with JJ Taban on ENCA. And then you started seeing mainstream media stop interviewing Lux. Ever since that bomb situation and that gun situation that he had, they stopped interviewing Lux. Why? Because he goes on camera and start bashing these people, not knowing that he can use the mainstream media as a tool to further uplift his brand and also Soweto brand and also the Soweto Parliament. But Lentwana, he always forgets himself or loses himself and starts saying stupid shit. He also doesn't take he does not forget to attack Julius Malema in any given situation. He can be speaking about cars, but at the end he will just switch and speak about the EFF, just like this time.
With this podcast coach, I can flop with Julius. Can I flop le VAR? Are going VAR? So on no but barona batlo ya stadium balobina. I can't know na state we are FNP or Orlando yeah o tlatsa stadium. Kila bika e tuna redinyo. Kila bika e tuna redinyo. Every year. So okay, no, se really the hip hop stars, se reta di fill up afela for our own resume, so that I can go BBC or CNN go Chilo Rai fill up a stadium of 60,000 people.
The problem with Nhlanhla Lux, the problem he has with EFF is that he wishes he had the power of EFF. Remember, the EFF gathered more than 80,000 people in that stadium of Soccer City in his town. That's when Nhlanhla Lux stays in Soweto. They gathered all of those people in Joburg. So now he was acting as if he doesn't know if those people were there, but we know he was driving and looking at those people there. You understand what I'm saying? The deep hatred he has for the EFF has pushed some of his followers away from him, because people don't understand, why are you so obsessed with Kamalema? There is no one who did not grow up in the political field that can come into politics right now and outsmart Julius Malema. Julius Malema has got tycoons next to him. In fact, I must speak about Mbuyisani Ndlozi. There seems to be a situation with Julius Malema and Mbuyisani Ndlozi. Are you guys noticing it? Small by small, biggie by biggie, Mbuyisani Ndlozi is forever being pushed in the background. Do you guys see this, or is it just me? Because I like Mbuyisani Ndlozi. I actually believe he's one of the best. In fact, I believe he's the best politician we have in South Africa. But there is something off in the EFF top structure there. With him, since they took him out as the national spokesperson, there's something happening. You guys tell me if you see something there or not. Something is happening there. But anyway, coming back to the situation, Lux, leave EFF alone in Jayam. Push tikiti yako. In fact, Lux, you are doing great as a what do they call them? Community watch group. You know, Respond watch group. Open a big security company and do VIP security. Because for me, you excel there. Continue fighting drugs. You are doing great there. Continue fighting for Bongkhulu, because you are forever fighting for Bongkhulu. Fight for Bongkhulu. You are doing an excellent job. No one in South Africa is doing a better job than fighting Bongkhulu and fighting the drugs like Nhlanhla Lux in South Africa. Well, there are other people, but you know what I'm saying. He is the most popular one. So for me, let him continue there. Let him continue on that route. Leave politics and just stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Tell me if you guys agree or not in the comment section. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. And you know, King 053, Mr. Easy Maleneng salutes you. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the content, leave your thoughts on the comment section and hit the like and subscribe button, and we will meet on the next one.